Hello and welcome to a brand new podcast here on the Field of 68 Media Network. My name is Rob Doster. I have Jeff Goodman here with me. And after 3 years of doing the West Coast Conference Media Day, we have
Yeah.
expanded our coverage of the WCC. This season, every week, we will be doing an episode of the West Coast Conference Insider Podcast, breaking down teams, breaking down players, interviewing players, interviewing kids with interesting stories, getting some of the coaches on here. The perfect example of what we're going to be doing with this podcast will happen today.
Yeah.
Josiah Lake II, the point guard for Oregon State, had a game winner on Monday night in the season opener against North Dakota State, excuse me. And he has a terrific story. We caught up with him at Media Day, but we didn't get a chance to really kind of dive into who he is as a person, what he is as a player, and the path that led him to Oregon State. And I do think that Beavers fans will really, really enjoy getting to know a little bit
Everybody,
about Josiah.
everybody will enjoy it because it's a story that, man, if you don't love this story, something's wrong with you.
Mm-hmm. So every week, Jeff will be churning out this podcast. We'll take a 365-degree view of the league. Well, 35,000 foot view is probably the easier way to say
Yeah,
it.
I was going
Look
to
at the
say you
league.
don't really take a 365-degree view,
Yeah, a
but it's okay.
35,000 foot view of the conference. And we'll be able to, we're going to have Mark Few on here. Randy Bennett will be joining us
Yeah.
at some point, but
Maybe we'll
um,
bring on Omar Samhan to tell some old Gale stories even.
that wouldn't be that bad.
Might
But
do that.
the real thing that I want to get into is the stories and the players and the people in this league, because I do think that there are some really, really interesting human beings that are in this conference that deserve a little bit more publicity and a little bit more hype than they've been getting. Because let's face it, mid-major basketball is mid-major basketball, right? So it's nice for us to be able to shine a spotlight on some of these stories that are worth having a spotlight shown on
Yeah, and obviously we've got a couple programs that are not mid-major
them.
in the West Coast Conference, but it's the gamut, and that's the beautiful part of it. It'll be newsworthy because we'll tell the stories when they need to be told throughout the season.
Hmm.
We won't just talk about Gonzaga and St. Mary's every week. We'll hit on, like Rob said, other coaches, other players, maybe former players. We might get Adam Morrison on here one week. We might get some other media people who know the league well. It's going to be a variety of angles that we cover the league from, and we're really looking forward to it. Really looking forward to it. And this first one, again, man, I love this kid. I absolutely fell in love with him.
Yep, he's a good kid, Josiah Lake the second. Good story and a good result for Oregon State and the WCC on the first day of the season, knocking off a good North Dakota State team at home. So, Goodman, without further ado, let's get into that interview. Josiah Lake the second. He will not be juggling on today's episode of the West Coast Insider, a West Coast Conference Insider podcast. And now let me welcome on to the West Coast Conference Insider podcast, none other than Josiah Lake II, who the two in your name is fitting because you had a two-pointer that won with 2 seconds left to beat North Dakota State in the opener for the Beavers. Just kind of, Josiah, let's start with this, man. Just take me through that play, take me through that moment.
So wasn't the prettiest game for us, but got down to the final minute, had a good defensive stop, and then we brought the ball down, won the last shot. Coach Stingle called just a pick and roll play for me, just to get downhill, make a play. I could have found anyone. I tried to reject the screen and go right, but he cut me off. So then I went back towards off the ball screen, and then I seen a gap to split it, and then I kind of just attacked the rim, got a bucket. Yak set a good screen. He also slipped it, so it gave me some more room. I had shooter space, so the lane was kind of open for me to just go make a play.
I like how he said I could have created for anyone, but I went and I got that myself.
Well, I mean, how cool is it, Josiah, for you? I mean, local kid, walk on, gets the game-winning bucket. Like this is, I don't know if like storybook, but like it's pretty cool for you because you have an investment in this program that a lot of people don't have in their programs these days with, transfers, the portal, all this stuff.
Yeah, it was honestly crazy. Something that I'm definitely gonna remember for the rest of my life. I've gotten to play in Gill for this is my third year now, so being able to experience when we beat Arizona my freshman year and then beating Gonzaga last year, two wins that kind of came down to the buzzer. And we've had a lot of close games in Gill that we, won in overtime or regulation. And so for me to kind of get that game-winning bucket, it means the world to me to have my family there watching, first game of the season as well. And just, the group of guys with me, they're all just they want the best for each other, and they cheered me up, and they also believed me to put the ball in my hands in that situation. So credit goes to them. Credit goes to the coaching staff for being able to trust me and the guys to execute that last play.
Credit goes for them for getting out of my way and letting me go score. I see what you're doing there, Josiah. I'm just messing with you, man. Have you ever scored a game winner before? Have you ever had a buzzer beater in your basketball career?
This is my first buzzer beater or game winner in college, but I had a number in high school of them, but first one in college, so I'm definitely gonna remember this one for a while.
What about so your dad played at Oregon State too. Does he have any game winners in college that
No, he doesn't. He doesn't. He was a part of a game-winning play when DeAndre Tanner hit a game-winning shot against Arizona at Gill, actually. He made the assist, but I've never heard a game winner in Gill from him. No.
how many times have you reminded him about that over the course of the last 48 hours?
Zero, zero. We're a team. We're a team. So my success is his success.
That's
Yeah.
pretty cool. I mean, like I said, I don't know how many people know it. Obviously, we're doing the WCC pod here, and you guys are still semi new to the league, but
Mhm.
he's a former walk on. You're a former walk on.
Mhm.
It's got to be interesting for you guys to be able to really relate to one another about
Yeah.
kind of what you've gone through to get to where you're at now. Do you remember the time when Tinkle told you that you were going to be in scholarship, and what was that like?
Yeah, it was actually a little bit after we came back from our Pac-12 tournament in Vegas my freshman year. We got back, we had a meeting early at like 6:30 in the morning in the the practice facility. And we got all the guys together, and we it was kind of just like a kind of random meeting. Everyone was kind of like, "Oh, I wonder what this is for." He told us just some things about the program, the off season, and then he kind of basically just said like, and then he said he kind of gave a little story about one of his former guys that he played alongside, and then he brought the news to the whole team that I was going to be put on full scholarship. And for me that was a crazy moment. I'll never forget it. Called my parents. Mom was crying. Everything worked out. And
Hey, she was crying because she didn't have to pay for your education anymore.
yep,
That's why
yep,
she was
yep.
crying.
Uh-huh. And then my dad was just so proud of me because he knew I could do it because he did it himself. So he wanted to just he was just happy that it worked out for me, and that I put in all the work to get to that point. And yeah, the rest is just
Where
history.
would you have gone if you didn't walk on at Oregon State? Like what were the scholarship offers with D2? What
Yeah,
was it?
I had a couple of Division II offers. I was gonna go to Regis University, a Division II in Denver, Colorado. That was like my top. That was my top option until Oregon State gave me the offer, and then I visited at Oregon State or like tour campus, and that's when I kind of realized like this is what I want to do. My dad kind of gave me the idea. He said, just go try out D1, like try and walk on. I know you can do it. You can always go down, but he basically said if you go D2, you might not be able to get the opportunity to play Division I because of, a lot of different reasons, injuries, you know, roster spots, like anything can happen. So it basically just told me, go try it out, go give it your all, and then it worked out, and I got a scholarship.
If I would have told you when you were what, like 13, 14 years old, that you would be playing for Oregon State and you would be having moments like this, what would your reaction have been?
I wouldn't be to believe it. It's honestly like that's something as a kid that, you're playing on a mini hoop and you're going through the situations of like, oh, I'm playing for the Beavers. So that's something for me that I couldn't even imagine hearing at, 13 years old. Because, at that point it's, probably eighth grade, just getting into high school. So everything's crazy. The journey's truly a blessing. It teaches you a lot about yourself and the people around you. So I wouldn't want it to happen any other way than it did.
So you guys had, I mean, it wasn't the prettiest game, like you said, but a win's a win. You'll take
Mhm.
it.
Yep.
What was the message post game from Wayne Tinkle to you guys? Was it kind of mixed? Hey, great win, guys, but
Yeah, it was more he definitely said great win, yeah, but it was more like we got to be better at these things
yeah,
because we can't put ourselves in a position against a team to come down to, the last minute because, the ball bounces a different way, we could lose. And that's something that, you don't want to drop games early in the season, especially, a home opener. So he just said we got to be ready, we got to be more prepared. We got in practice today and worked on, some of the things that, we lacked, which is some toughness drills, some rebounding. And we're gonna hit shots. So we just gotta,
how many
focus
rebounds
on
did you get, Josiah? How many rebounds?
me?
Yes.
I think I had 8 rebounds.
Right.
Eight rebounds.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
great for you. That's great
Yeah.
for you. I'm sure he didn't yell at you for getting 8 rebounds, but in a way, like
As a
you
team,
shouldn't
yeah.
have to get 8 rebounds on
Mhm.
this
Yes,
team.
sir. Yeah, as a team, we just gotta dig down on those little things that we lacked in that first game. But super proud of the way the guys responded yesterday and today. So just looking forward to the next game and looking forward to keep getting better as a whole.
How do you mentioned looking forward, like how do you balance the the like you got to celebrate your wins, right? Especially in a moment like that. You got to we don't if you can't enjoy hitting a game winner when you're playing sports, like that there's no point in playing, right? You got to celebrate those wins. But at the same time, you have to have that mindset where we weren't perfect. We
Hmm.
probably didn't play well. We have a lot of things we have to improve on. How do you balance that internally when you're trying to be able to enjoy the moment that you're in?
I think our team did a good job enjoying the moment, like the night of, um, the next day. But once we got in and watched film, we really all got to realize, dang, like it shouldn't have even came down to a game winner. If we would have, we were up like five multiple times throughout the game, and we kind of let them keep crawling back in. If we would have just, locked in for those couple possessions, we would have stretched out and won by 12 to 14 points. But no, definitely something that, the team has to celebrate. A win is a win, like you said. You don't want to take those for granted because, it's hard to win a college basketball game, especially these days with everything going on. So just celebrate it, but, move on to the next because, next game is right around the corner.
What's it like? Again, you go from your old role to now your new role, which is, veteran and a guy who's playing a major role now and leadership. Like, how weird is this for you in a way to have this happen as quickly, kind of as it did, right? I know you played a good amount last year, but like this is a different role completely for you, one that you probably never thought in a million years you would kind of have.
Mhm.
What's that been like?
Um, it's been crazy, but a lot of the work happened over the off season. In spring, the coaches told me, I have to be vocal, I have to be a leader, I have to communicate, and that's something that, they stayed on me all summer. And sometimes, it's hard to hear, but sometimes the truth is just the best. And then, you
Is it
know,
natural for you at all?
uh, I was I've always been a more lead by example type of player. So the vocal part hasn't really been like in my DNA. So that's something that I've been learning how to do over the spring, summer, and now in this like preseason and now into the season. And I'm still trying to get better at it, but definitely
How do you
coming
work on
along.
that? That's actually interesting. So like let's say
Here's
you
how we should work on it, Rob. Rob, here's what I want you to do. All right. So
got
just how when you go back tomorrow and you go to practice, I want you to you can pretend you're me, okay? You can pretend you're me and just go jump Tinkle. Just go jump, yell at him, scream at him, whatever. You're not working hard enough. You're eating too much. You're not working out enough. Like just absolutely get on him.
I can't do that. I can't do that. The line is drawn right there. Coach Tinkle's my guy. I can't.
All
It's,
right,
it's
all right, that's
roles
In
fair.
reversed.
all
He can yell at
seriousness,
me and it's good, but I won't
and
yell at coach. I can't yell
He's
at
still
coach.
got to worry about his minutes, Rob.
exactly, yeah. No, but in all seriousness, though, like if you want to work on your handle, like you go and you do two ball dribbling drills, and you go and you work on that. You want to be a better shooter, like go get the gun out and take 500 shots a day. How do you work on being a leader? Like, how do you develop that? Is it just like a conscious mindset where you got to continually say, talk, 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 talk? How do you rep that out?
Yeah, just little things by, stepping in before the coaches can say something and, kind of me being that main voice and telling the guy, that's not right or this is how you run the play. Little things kind of like that throughout practice, communicating on defense. One story my dad told me actually, because my brother went to the Formula Zero Dame Lillard camp, and one of the coaches, old assistant coaches for the Blazers, David Vanderpool, he told Damian Lillard as a rookie, he said, I need you to say 8 words every time before you cross half court. Like before you cross half court going into offense, I need you to say 8 words. And that's something that I kind of made a mindset for me is like, I gotta talk. Not maybe not 8 words, but I gotta talk every single possession before the possession starts and after. So that's something that I kind of put in my mind, because success leaves clues. Damian Lillard did it, so I'm kind of trying to follow, what his mindset was, because my dad told me that he was kind of the same way. He wasn't really that great of a vocal guy when he first came in the league, but he had to adapt and learn as he went.
Yeah, you got to say 8 words. We wish that we could just limit Jeff Goodman to 8 words a podcast because I feel like the intelligence level of our show would probably go up astronomically.
All right. You have some guys that have been on the team last year that you know well that have taken jumps, but you got a new guy that I know Wayne was telling me, and even you were telling me, is going to make a big impact in Des White.
Mhm.
You got your first look at him in game action, in real game action. What what did he bring? And then what, as a leader, do you want to see even more from him?
He brought a lot of great energy on defense. In the second half, he got going on offense. One of the things that I was telling him is we need you to be aggressive. We need you to shoot. First game, so I know there was maybe some nerves, but I kind of told him like we need you to attack whether you shoot or not. Like stay in it because you're gonna get some buckets. And then second half, I think he scored 10 points, which gave us a big boost. Took the pressure off, some of the other guys as well because he was getting in there, making some good shots, making some great passes. So I think he's going to continue to bring a lot of great effort and energy on defense. The one thing I'm trying to challenge him to do is just, get out your head, just keep shooting, keep attacking, because he can score the basketball. He did it last year. He's done it this year so far. So yeah, and we're gonna need him. He's gonna be a big piece of this team. So I just kind of that's the leadership part is just kind of staying in his ear, make sure he's ready for games. Me and him get shots up almost every day together. So just for him to go out to the game and really just show it.
Who surprised you in the first game? Anyone like come you were like, oh wow, like he's got that in his bag. I didn't realize that we were gonna be able to get that out of him.
Um, Yak has really surprised me with his shot blocking and rebounding. He's one of those guys that, he's big, but he can also move. He's a great help side defender. Even if he doesn't block the shot, he can alter, the outcome of the shot, and that's something that has helped us this year a lot that we might have not have had a lot of last year. So for him to be able to do that, and then also on the offensive end, he can shoot it. He knocks down his free throws. He can space the floor. That's someone that you love playing with, and he's also physical. He doesn't lack the physical part. So super excited to see how he comes along the rest of the season.
Yeah, Colorado Mesa transfer, who obviously will make an immediate impact and already has for you guys. Uh, how are your juggling skills? I mean, we put you to work
Mhm.
in Vegas. Rob surprised you. You had it in your bio that you were a juggler, but you forgot that you had it in your bio. So give you credit though. At least you stepped up and tried. You didn't.
Yeah,
Well, it
that
wasn't
that
pretty
bio's from, I'm a vet now, so that bio's from a
four
little
years
bit
ago.
ago. Yeah.
Yeah, it was when you were a walk on. It was
Yep.
a
Yep.
walk
Yep.
on bio. Now you're a
Yep.
star. So it's
I
a
got. I might
different
have to
deal
go.
now.
I have to go change it a little bit. Don't want to get called out again.
I want to see you next time we see you. You're going to juggle pins, bowling pins We're gonna get you some bowling pins, and you're gonna see if you can juggle those.
All right. All right. We're gonna see. We're gonna see.
Yeah, you got to practice, man. Rep it out. Rep it out,
Yep.
Josiah. Listen, we appreciate you being here, man. Congrats on the start to the season. Congrats on your success. And
Great
onward and
story,
upward,
man.
man.
Great. Like, there's nothing better. Rob knows this. There's nothing better than, somebody like you who's again goes from a walk on and just has that pride in the program. How far did you grow up from campus?
Like an hour 20.
Yeah, I mean, you got
Yeah.
your family there. They're at
Yeah.
every game. I'm assuming. So like
Yeah.
every game for you, win or lose, like it means so much for you,
Yeah.
and you could see
Mhm.
it. You could see it. You could feel it when we're talking in Vegas again today. Getting the game winner, man. Like that's one you will never. You'll be telling. You'll be 80 years old. And don't say
Yeah.
anything, Rob. Don't make a joke about my age. But you're going to be 80 years old telling your grandkids about that shot for the rest of your life.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, all right, let's end it with this. When you tell that story, when you're talking to the grandkids, what is going to be the thing that you kind of elaborate on a little bit? Where are we gonna?
Right.
Are
You
you gonna
make
be?
up
Are
exactly.
you gonna be
He
dunking on
jumped.
people?
He
It'll
dunked
be
on some dude. He dunked on some dude.
broken
That's what
ankles
it's gonna
along the
be.
way.
Maybe something with broken ankles is gonna be the elaboration. Yeah.
Smart man, Josiah. It's great to see you, man.
Yes.
Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it.
No, great seeing you. Good luck the rest of the year.
Thank you.